This American Life Project by Annamari, Jarvinen, and Linnea Wolniewicz. How does fame affect people? For our project, based off of This American Life, Annamari and I have studied how fame affects people and whether it is worth it to become famous. Over the course of our research, we have found out many different things. For example, scientists used to never consider fame as a motive for people because it was too culturally variable and shallow. But now they are starting to discover that fame really can affect people's motives and actions. People who do things for fame are also incredibly different from people who do things for wealth or power, according to social scientists. We've discovered a lot of things about fame, and some of them aren't pretty. Some are, of course, like everyone knowing your name and revering you. But others, such as people stalking and stealing from you, aren't so great. But keep listening to discover exactly everything that we have found out, including what Alisa Johnson thinks about whether fame is great or not, and some things about Jennifer Lawrence and other assorted celebrities.
What do you think about it?
I think that fame affects a lot of people. I think it's good in some ways, but also maybe it's maybe like a little thing about like it might be kind of fun, but I don't really want to be like everyone. Like my listeners.
So do you think fame affects someone else?
I think it does because, let's say, it might be hard to spend time with other people because you're always so you're famous now. Also might get a little lonely, but also a lot of people just follow you all the time, wondering what you're doing. It can be good for your career, if you not my dream, but I don't know, someone that it'd be good for their career, but it might be bad in some ways because it's information.
Might be fun with famous.
I think that it would be fun, maybe a little scary. It would be fun, right? That everyone
People say fame's a motivating
I think for some people, maybe they want to be famous because that's dream. And yeah, but maybe some people they just want to get then maybe.
Many celebrities think famous
Untrue.
and they said that they want
I think for some people, the whole case, maybe a lot of people love Justin Bieber because some might want to kill him, so they might want guards or I don't know, something like that. Maybe Yo-Yo, he's a good Charles Bieber's a good guard. He's just not that famous.
they also say that it's just innovation,
Which makes sense. Because a lot of people be following you around, stalkers or something, I don't know, something weird like that, and they want to know you constantly, and they'd be kind of
So our final question for today is, do you think fame is worth it?
I think to some extent it's worth it, but also it's, I guess, so it might be worth it for some people, but it might not.
Most interviewers have common questions that are generic and can cover multiple bases. Even if they know that the actor or musician has been asked them before, they ask them those questions at the beginning of an interview to find out a topic to discuss. One incredibly common question is this: what do you think about being famous? The obvious answer is, it's amazing, and I love it. It may not be true, but it would satisfy the interviewer and keep the interview from becoming too personal. But actors such as John Travolta and Jennifer Lawrence have admitted that below the glory of having your name respected by both child and adult is the reality of the situation, that you can never have a truly private moment. You are forever stalked by fans, even when you only stopped for breakfast or to have a cup of coffee. When John Travolta was interviewed by the Huffington Post, he complained of the lack of privacy him and the other celebrities were receiving. He noted that even Kate Middleton's every move is recorded by secret reporters who follow her to get whatever information they can. He hopes that the government will assign celebrities guards to ward away all the paparazzi. In his interview, he said this: "I thought of retiring at one point because it felt like too much." Huffington Post 1. Especially after his son died of a seizure, everything people commented about bothered him to the point of him leaving his job behind forever. Seeing his son's death at every street corner made his pain just that much worse. He also says that right now is the worst time to be famous, Huffington Post 1, because people have all the means they need to follow your every move on the internet and in real life. Jennifer Lawrence also opened up about the woes of fame. She said that she felt like a zoo animal, Longaretta 1. She says that now it's as if she's a whole new person to everyone but herself. Everyone reveres her and is afraid to get close enough to even make eye contact. People treat her like a new human being and don't treat her as they used to. She said this: "So it's hard when people treat you differently. I mean, you don't feel any differently. It's alienating." Longaretta 1. She said that she also hopes that in 10 years, things will have calmed down enough that she can go out into a park without anything to guard her from unfriendly eyes. For example, and in 10 years, she's hoping to have everything calm. Longaretta 1. Although we were unable to find a person to interview ourselves, after doing this research, we found that being famous may not be exactly what it is made out to be. Articles/research. One article we researched was "Is Fame Worth It?" by the National Conversation editorial. It talks about how people who are famous tend to have much shorter lives than people who are more obscure. For example, celebrated rock stars, actresses, dancers, and athletes had an average lifespan of 77.2 years, compared with 78.5 years for non-performing creative types. National Editorial 1. This could just be chance or be related to the fact that if you're famous, you often end up with a dangerous habit. Most people who become famous die at a very young age due to drug habits and/or smoking, which affects the lifespan greatly. And even if you stop being famous at a fairly young age, your health habits and addictions are usually affected by your time in the spotlight. It seems that the younger you become famous, the worse their health habits you develop. Famous models starve themselves, and we all know that Justin Bieber has taken a turn for the worse after being famous. He's been in jail and rehab because of overusing alcohol and drugs. Another article we read was about celebrities who complain about fame, called USS Post, United States Online News, by Catherine Webb and A.J. McCarran. This article had quotes from famous people like Beyonce, Lauren Conrad, Harrison Ford, and many more. These celebrities were talking about how fame is not really worth it, how being famous is hard, because everyone expects everything from you when really you just want to live your life. For example, Harrison Ford said, "You never figure the cost of fame will be a total loss of privacy." Other celebrities complained too, saying, "Being in the spotlight can take a huge toll on you." Lauren Conrad said, "Being on a show like that is a lot more than people think. You're thrust into the spotlight. There's all this pressure to act a certain way. It's hard to adjust. You have to decide early on whether you're not willing to do that." So as you can see, being famous can be very hard and it can take a big toll on your life.
The Fame Motive by Benedict Carey was all about the psychological effects on trying to be famous. They said that they used think of fame as not being a motive to do things in life because it was too shallow and cultural. But now they are noticing that fame might actually be something that drives people to do things. For example, to be noticed, to be wanted, to be loved, to walk into a place and have others care about what you're doing, even what you had for lunch that day. That's what people want, in my opinion. Carry on. All that the article says is true as well. People do things sometimes not for the money or power gain, but because they want to be noticed and known. The whole article is just about how famous is the motive and what it can persuade people to do. It also says that people who do things for wealth or power are often very characteristically different from people who do things to have a worldwide social acceptance. Everyone has a reason to live, and it seems that some people live only to know that one day they will be famous. Lastly, the final article we researched was How Much is the Price of Fame Really Worth? By Joe Waller. This article that we read talks about how celebrities are undergoing so much pressure that a lot of bad things/mistakes are happening. For example, it talks about Justin Bieber's latest rehab in jail stint and how crazy Miley Cyrus acted at the AMA Awards. This article also explains how being famous can put a lot of pressure on you because you have to act a certain way and you can't be yourself. This explains why all these celebrities act the way they do. The celebrities have probably gone crazy inside because they have to abide by everyone's rules and be only improper. So although these celebrities may seem crazy and they may seem weird or annoying, just remember what they're going through and cut them some slack. Now, do you think that being famous is worth it after hearing all this information on fame and celebrities?